have Private Nolan Boyles and Sergeant Wilson with us today with the National Guard, and we're going to talk about the National Guard here, the 623rd, and different military services. How are you guys doing today?
Doing great. Thanks for having us.
They must be doing great, man. They're buff. It's all good out. Look at those dudes.
We're doing great. Happy to be here.
Well, they have to be.
Yeah, they do. I mean, like us, we're buff.
Like I was said, I've told Nolan before. Of course, I watched him grow up through the years. You know, when I was a senior in high school, I believe he was a sergeant, Sergeant Hammer. He had me almost signed in to the National Guard, and at that time you could sign in as your junior year. I think you could do part of your boot camp during that summer, and then go your senior year and go back, maybe finish your boot camp the next year or next summer or whatever, you know. That time you had like a $2,000 sign-on bonus, which was big back then, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Well, anyway, I went out and I got basically, I guess what you call, they measured my head and I guess measured my clothes and all that stuff. But anyway, I backed out the last minute pretty much. Wished I hadn't, but by this time I'd be retired.
Yeah.
Because my plan was to, if I went in, I was going in for the long haul, you know.
Yeah, well, they still offer that. They still offer we call that split training operations. And basically the way it works, like you said, you can enlist during your junior year, go to basic training after your junior year is over with, come back, finish your senior year, and then when you're done with your senior year, you can go to your advanced individual training, which is your job training, and then when you're done with that, you come back to your unit and drill 1 weekend a month and 2 weeks during the summer.
Alrighty.
So,
How is basic these days?
you know, Nolan, you talked about that. Your most recent.
Private Nolan.
It's really not that bad. It's like glorified high school sports. If you can make it through a high school sport, then you can make it through basic training.
They're not yelling in your face anymore.
I mean, they're still yelling at you and making you do push-ups.
Smacking
but
you, yeah.
Yeah, it's not as bad as the movies portray it. It's a lot easier than you would think. It's all a mental game, and if you can get past just being away from home, that was the big thing for me. Once I got past the homesick part of it, it was a breeze. It was easy.
Now, where did you take your training at?
Fort Jackson, South Carolina.
So you wasn't that far from home, really.
No, it wasn't bad.
Now, during
about an 8-hour
during
trip.
basic training, did they have like a relief days or something that family could come in and?
No, we didn't during basic training. We had, on Sundays, we had the day off, and for religious services and whatnot, because you can't interfere with those kind of things. And we would get our phones for 30 minutes on Sunday, and we'd get to call home, and I'd call home and talk to my parents and whoever else I could get a hold of in that 30-minute window.
Yeah.
But just having that one day off, it was great.
So that was kind of hard, 30 minutes, if you're used to having a phone, and talk to everybody every day, 24 hours a day, then boom, it's gone.
It took some getting used to, but I don't know. Once I got used to not having my phone, I kind of wish I'd never got it back.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of a relief sometimes.
Yeah, that's a great attitude.
Yeah.
Now, how did you prepare yourself before you went to basic training?
Honestly, the best way to prepare for it is just take care of your body. It's like you don't have to get up and run every morning. You don't have to do push-ups. You don't have to work out like crazy to get ready to go. It's just stay in relatively good physical shape. Because I played sports in high school and I worked on a farm, so I stayed in pretty good shape while I was in high school. Then I went to basic training, and when you get there, they don't just throw you into the fire. It's not like wake up on Monday morning and run 5 miles. They know that some people that come in there has never done that before. So they're going to start you here. So you may start with 1 mile on Monday, and then like the longer you're there, they'll work you up to it, condition you. You'll do different drills and stuff to get you in shape. It's like playing a sport.
Right.
You start at the bottom, and they work you up to the top.
So what exactly do you guys want to talk about today?
Well, we just wanted to, come in and say hi and speak with, hopefully, put out a little bit of information about the National Guard and the benefits and features and, I think it's a great thing for young men and women to do. It's benefited me a lot as well.
What type of person are you looking for?
Well, I will not discourage anybody from speaking to us. If I always tell people, don't disqualify yourself. Don't say, hey, well, I've never been a physical person. Well, there's never a good time like the present to start. If you struggled in school, we'd still love to have that conversation. But I always tell anybody, don't sell themselves short, because this organization will build you up like what Private Boyles said. It'll build you up to what you need to be, and that's what basic training and advanced individual training is for. So,
So people that may not be totally buff like you guys, but they might sit behind a computer all the time.
yeah,
It's still okay. You're looking for people that can get real.
We have those occupations as well. So like you could be a human resource specialist or be supply. There's a lot of different things. For every civilian job there is, the military will have an equivalent, because the military is like a big community. When we go places, we've got to have all these people too to run run the business. Somebody's got to be on the computer doing stuff. Somebody's got to be out.
Cooks, mechanics,
Plumbers, electricians,
yes,
carpenters, everything.
Yeah, HVAC tech, yes. I mean,
just
we
like
have
in a
every bit of
civilian
it.
life, you have all those different entities, and you have to, if you want to learn that trade, you can learn that trade through the military, correct?
Yes.
That's right. Yeah. I mean, we have equipment, for instance, that we take to the field with us, and it can't get hot. So, some people say, well, I want to do HVAC. Well, that's perfect, because we have equipment that literally maintains an environment for our equipment to operate in. And, that's through HVAC equipment. They can learn the skill of, heat, refrigeration, ventilation, all that stuff. And we have jobs that specialize in that as well. And also get your college and trade school paid for. And that's something I tell a lot
To
of.
get college and
Or trade school. Yes. It's up to $60,000 state tuition assistance.
60?
$60,000, yes. And we also offer all the exact same benefits that all the other services offer in the sense of the GI Bill. We get the same thing. Private Boyles is getting his GI Bill. We have affordable health care. And I know a lot of people who are 17 to 26 aren't thinking much about health care and retirement. But I tell you, I'm going to be 39 in September, and I wished I'd have thought a lot about it when I was Private Boyles age, because I'd be close to retirement.
You've been in for 10 years.
Right? I got in when I was 28. Yeah.
28. Has it met all of your expectations and then some?
Yes. When I got in, I'm not ashamed to say I had $52,000 in student loan debt, because I got in, I had a master's. And like I said.
What was your master's in?
Administration from Western Kentucky University. And they paid all my student loans off. I don't want to say they, I earned it with my time in service, but through my time in service and working for the Guard, I've paid all my student loans off. I've been able to buy a house, started a family, have 2 wonderful kids, and
Are you doing this full time?
yes,
No.
yes, I'm full time now. There are full time opportunities in the Guard as well. Private Boyles, talk about your time since you've gotten back from AIT, the stuff you've done.
It's like, since I came home from AIT, I got home at the end of 2021, and then when January of 2022 rolled around, I come in, and they activated some people from our unit here in T-ville, and we went to the hospital and worked. We were administrative support. We helped cook, clean. We answered phones. We helped the maintenance department. We helped a lot of things out there.
When was this? Is this like during the COVID?
Yeah, this was from January to March of this year, right before it kind of started to slow down again when it spiked, and we were out there at that time. And then I came back from that, and then I went to a really cool school with the National Guard. I went to Muhlenberg County to a school for 3 weeks, and it was a fire control specialist school, so it showed me more of the behind the scenes and the ins and outs of shooting the rockets and missiles that we shoot on a regular basis. It showed me the ins and outs, what goes into everything behind the scenes for that. And then now I'm working with recruiting now. I'll be doing this for the next few months, and it's great. I get to go different places, do different things all the time, talk to people.
Now, when you first got in, what were your expectations, or did you have any at that point?
When I first got in, I was a little different than most 17, 18-year-olds. I was looking at the long term. I wanted to be able to retire. I wanted to have health coverage. I wanted all that took care of. So I got in the National Guard because they offered it all to me. And I was going to go straight into the workforce, into a trade. And I was going to use that retirement and insurance to take care of myself. So that way I could be self-employed and just kind of do my own thing. And the Guard would take care of me. I was just going to work the 1 weekend a month and just leave it at that. And in all honesty, that's all I'm still obligated to is the 1 weekend a month. But since I've been in, I fell in love with it. So we call them orders. They come open. They need somebody to say, do this job for a month or two. So I volunteer for those, and I'll get lucky and get selected. And yeah, it's been everything I expected it to be so far. It's actually been more. I fell in love with it a lot more than I thought I would.
Of course, the more you volunteer for it, the quicker they're going to pick you for the next job, too.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. They see your name and they think, I've seen him work before. Or, he did this with me, or he did that for them. They're like, he's a hard worker. He'll do this. He's always there when you need him. It helps.
Attitude plays a heck of a lot, doesn't it?
Oh, yes.
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 Is that one of the big things that you look for in recruiting? Is attitude of the person?
Yeah, I feel like that goes a long way.
Yes.
I do. Just the willingness to show up, be there right time, right place, right uniform, and a good attitude. And he knows this, and I think I told him that on the way to basic training. But I mean, that's all it takes: right time, right place, right uniform, and have a can-do attitude. And there'll be nothing that slows you down in this organization.
Because there's a lot goes into this, and we're not going to tell anybody to disqualify themselves. We're going to give everybody a fair and equal shot to get in. And at the same time, we work with these people too. So once they get through their basic training, they're coming back to the units that we work with. So we're going to be working alongside these people. So your attitude and everything makes a huge difference.
All right, I've got a question here for you. What about folks that are perhaps have had several problems with the law, run-ins with the law? I'm sure you run into that quite a bit.
Mm-hmm.
What how do you help those people? If they would like to join, what do they need to do?
Well, they can contact myself or Private Boyles. You can contact me by phone at 270-407-1211. Just saying that one more time, 270-407-1211. The law violations, I like to, that's just another facet to it. We don't want anybody to disqualify themselves because some things you may be able to get a waiver for. Unfortunately, we don't write the standards. So, some things you can't get a waiver for, but, the Guard understands that everybody has a past, and I mean, I've had a speeding ticket, stuff like that, but, don't disqualify yourself. Give us a call and we can talk, figure out if there is a waiver or if it's just not a big deal. One of those things, don't do it again, because everybody messes up. We understand that. So you're looking for male, female. Mm-hmm.
Yes.
What age range are you recruiting from? As low as you can go, or
17 to by regulation, you'd have to ship to basic training before your 42nd birthday. So, like I said, where there is a will, there is a waiver, as we like to say. Yeah. But there's a sergeant in our office that I think he shipped to training. He was over 40 years old. I can't remember how old Sergeant Dixon was when he went to training, but his waiver went all the way up to the Secretary of Defense, and he's not ashamed to tell you he's still here. So,
do you guys have brick and mortar places to recruit now? Do you guys work out of an office somewhere?
Yeah.
Yes.
Or is the best way to get in touch with you guys by that telephone number or go online?
Well, the guaranteed way is by the telephone. Now, I'll answer. If I don't answer it at night, if midnight, probably not going to leave me a message. I'll call you back the next day.
Come on, where's that attitude?
I tell you, I I understand that people are working nights. I get it, and if maybe they want to change. But the good thing is the great thing about the Guard is, you don't have to change your lifestyle. You can still work, farm, do whatever it is that you do, and be in the National Guard as well and reap the benefits. It's just 1 week in a month, 2 weeks. But our brick and mortar locations, you can go down to the Glasgow or the Tompkinsville Armory, and that's is it 98 Armory Road? I think is the address. 98 or 198 Armory Road if you want to type it in. And you can talk to the guys there. Sometimes we'll be there. If we're not there, we'll be at the Glasgow Armory, 410 Cavalry Drive, Glasgow, Kentucky. And like I said, we'll be glad to sit down. There's no obligation. Just because you come in, if I could equate it to buying a car, just because you go in and look at a car doesn't mean you have to buy it. Come in, talk to us, ask your questions. No pressure. When you're ready to make the decision, we'll do everything we can to make you a part of our organization.
On the other side of the desk, when people come to you, what do you see that most of them fear? The unknown?
Yeah. I mean, when you say that's it.
I mean, a lot of people get scared of being deployed.
Okay. What do you tell them?
It's possible.
I tell them deployments. I just tell them I can only speak from my experience. My personal experience. I've been in the Guard for 10 years. I've never been on a combat deployment. The only time I've ever left the country was 2018. We went to Lithuania and Poland, and we stopped in Ireland and Greenland for gas. But I have had no regrets with my time. People ask me about deployments. I say, are they possible? Yes. Are they probable? I don't know. But then again, at the same time, if you're if you work at McDonald's, you can't complain about flipping hamburgers. I mean, just being
That's your job.
It's your job. I don't fear deployments. I'm sure Private Boyles doesn't as well because
it's not one of those things you want, but it's one of those things you just know could happen, and you sign the papers. So
well, you get extra pay too. You get
there's and the experience. Yeah,
you can go overseas. You can pay off a house within a year. You can pay off your spouse's student loans. You can pay off so many different things. The money you can make over there.
Yes.
Now, let's say a man and wife would like to join.
That's possible.
Yes.
It is possible.
It is. They got somebody to watch their kids. If they've got them, we'll put them both in at the same time.
What if they don't have? Well, let's just say they don't have kids. They both want to join up to go to the excitement, to have a life, a different type of life.
Mm-hmm.
Can you keep them together? Pretty much.
It's possible. When you go down to MEPS, which is MEPS is an acronym for Military Entrance Processing Station. It's in Nashville, Tennessee. When you go there, you take your ASVAB, which stands for Armed Services Vocational Aptitude Battery. It's the written test to get into the military. Everybody's got to take it. If you were to go down there as a couple, and it wouldn't matter if you were married or not, friends, if you went down there together, that would be your best shot at reserving a training location. But now that's the great thing about the Guard is when you go down there, you know what job you're going to get, and you know what unit you're going to be in when you come back. So let's say a couple, husband and wife, wanted to go down together. In this instance, when they came back from training, they would guarantee be in the same unit if they sign up for that unit.
Mm-hmm.
So, that's one thing too about the Guard. A lot of people say, "Hey, what's a typical career like?" I say, well, if I could put out a career map for the National Guard, it would look like a bowl of spaghetti because there's so many different jobs, and you can be a commissioned officer, which is like a leader that tells people what to do. You can be an NCO who is an executor.
Now, the commissioned officer, that's with a degree, college degree, correct?
Yeah, but you can take the path of, hey, I've graduated high school. You can take a path where you're going to Western and you can do ROTC and you can get your college degree, and yet again the National Guard will pay for your degree and pay you while you're going to college.
Good.
So you can actually make money while you're at college. Yes.
Is there anything you'd like to touch on before we let you guys go? Anything in particular?
Everybody's story is different with the yard. Everybody
Mhm.
you talk to, they got in for a different reason, and then they love it for a different reason. You could line 10 of us up right now, and every one of us would have a different reason why we love what we do, and a different reason for why we got in.
Now, one more,
and everything's what you make it.
That's it.
one more time, attitude. One more time. What is your telephone number slowly, please?
Okay. 270-407-1211. And I'll throw that out there one more time. 270-407-1211. We're also on social media. You can send us a message over that. We'll be glad to talk with you.
Or stop by the National Guard Armory on Armory Road here in Tompkinsville. That's 198 National Guard Armory Road. That's if you know where the fairgrounds is, just right across the road.
That's it, right across.
I think they open like 10 o'clock in the morning.
Shoot, no, they're playing basketball at 7 o'clock in the morning.
Are they?
Doors open.
Yeah,
at
doors
7.
open at 7. Yeah.
I appreciate you guys coming in, Private Boyles and Sergeant Wilson. And we'll be right back right after these messages with more Monroe Monday.
Thank you.